Breathing in. And breathing out. And you can gently open your eyes and uncross your legs. You can extend the legs and check it out a little bit. And bend your knees and allow the knees to fall down, coming into the butterfly pose or bound angle. Bring the feet close to your body. Try to feel your sitting bones on the ground. Make sure that you're not rounding the lower back. Try to keep it upright. Roll the shoulders back, down and out. And begin small, precise movements from your hips. Just to improve the blood circulation in the joint mobility. And you can speed it up without forcing yourself. You can speed it up and you can increase the range of motion, and you can try to hit the mat. And if you notice that one of the hips is tighter than the other, then you can focus on pushing with that one. So if it's left, you can focus on pushing harder with the left one. If it's the right, you can focus on pushing harder with the right one. Without forcing yourself, but still with control, active, not just staying here and collapsing. Active, chest is lifting, shoulders are down, spine is straight. Very simple, very basic posture, but very beneficial. And eventually slow down again. The butterfly, here you stop. And instead of just collapsing here, push active your knees down and lift your chest, rolling the shoulders. And then, with a straight spine, begin to fold forward, lifting the chest and pushing the belly down. You can focus on your breath and observe how deep is it and how slow it is. With each inhalation, your chest is lifting. With each exhalation, your belly goes down, spine is straight. The knees are active, pushing the knees down. Take one more deep inhale here, lifting the chest. Deep exhale, going a little bit deeper without forcing yourself, but still active so that you can feel some stretch. And with your next inhalation, slide your legs a little bit forward, coming into diamond pose. So similar to the bound angle, just the feet a little bit forward. And now we can round the spine. This time, no stress, no focus on straight spine. You can just fold forward with a round spine, and the head is going towards the feet. Not important to touch it, just find something that you can relax for a moment. And feel the stretch in the outer side of your thighs. Also very intensive hip opener. I'm gonna stay here for a few deep breaths. You can breathe abdominal. You can breathe full yogic breath, or just natural breath. One more deep breath in here. Deep breath out. And slowly begin to lift your upper body. Coming into the center sitting. And close your knees with the help of your palms. Bring your palms behind you. And just drop your knees to the side. And then to the other side. Just a little bit move in the shoulders, the hips, but also the shoulders. Just to feel if there is any difference in the hips. And as you drop them to the right side, to your right side, stay here and let's adjust this into deer pose. So we're gonna push the left leg a little bit more back into the left, then the right hip a little bit more forward. And we want to make 90 degrees angle in the both hips. This is quite difficult because then the left hip is in the air. If this is not accessible for you, if it's not comfortable, feel free to adjust the position to something that is okay for you. Otherwise, try to keep this 90 degrees angle. And from here, begin to walk your fingers forward and fold yourself into this deer pose. Just whatever works for you without forcing. Listening to your body, but still performing the posture active, lifting the chest as you inhale and as you exhale, going a little bit deeper and a little bit forward. Stay here for just few more nice breaths. Focus on the place where you experience stretch. Maybe those are the glutes, the right glutes or the left adductors. Is it the inner side of the left leg where you have the stretch? Or is it your right glute? It might be different for everyone because it depends on the tensional patterns of the body. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out and begin to walk your fingers as little spiders coming back into the sitting. And reach with the right arm behind you, behind your back. And bring the left palm somewhere on top of the right thigh or on top of the right knee. A gentle deer stretch and try to gently twist your upper body. And look into the side or behind you. A gentle twist. Just for a moment here. Try to keep your spine upright if it's possible. Try to not lean to the side. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out and rotate your torso again forward, coming to the center. And from here, all the way back, we're going to push the left leg forward and the right leg a little bit more to the right. And we're going to lift the knees and bring the feet on the floor and just few times drop the knees to the left, to the right. Just move a little bit, improving the blood circulation of the hip joints, checking if there is any difference already. And eventually, as we drop the hips, the knees to the left, we're going to stay in that position and we're going to find 90 degrees angle. We're going to slide the right hip back and the left hip maybe into the center. So that the left shin and the right thigh are parallel. And from here, just walk the palms a little bit forward. Try to keep the spine straight wherever works for you. Only if it's okay for your knees and for your hips, you can go a little bit deeper with a straight spine. And if there is any tension in your knees, you should not do that posture. Or you should not force yourself to find these 90 degrees, just something that will work for your hips. A few more nice breaths here. With each inhale, the chest is lifting and reaching a little bit forward, so you can stretch forward and down. With each exhalation, you can fold a little bit deeper. And just observe, where do you experience the stretch? Where are you storing the most tension? Also comparing both legs. One more last deep breath in here, deep breath out. Begin to walk the little spiders back. Come into the center. Straight spine. And reach with the left palm behind you. Bring the right palm somewhere on top of the left thigh or on top of the left knee. Gentle deer twist. Looking back or looking to the side. Try to keep the shoulders down. The spine is as straight as possible. So instead of leaning to the side, try to keep it straight. Just for a moment here. Deep breath in and deep breath out, and rotate your torso again into the center. Look in front and all the way back. We're gonna slide the right leg a little bit forward. And then we're gonna lift the knees, coming on our feet and shake those legs a little bit. Just from side to side. Moving the hips. Maybe there is already a little bit of cracking, releasing. Taking the difference between the left and the right hip. And eventually you can also straight the legs and check it out a little bit. And we're gonna find our way to the tabletop pose to 4-0. You can cross the legs and walk your palms forward, coming your way to the tabletop pose. Palms are under the shoulders, spreading the fingers, knees are under the hips. Tuck the toes underneath your feet. You're gonna come into down dog. Lift your knees and push your chest towards your knees. Coming into the down dog. Find your dog with shoulders away from the ears and active palms, pushing with all of your fingers. Lifting your hips, and you can walk the dog. Extend one leg, bend the other. And then find this dog for a moment with straight legs, heels are pushing down. And as you inhale, raise your right leg up. Three-leg dog, right leg is straight. Both hips are parallel with the mat, shoulders are parallel with the mat. And from here, bend the right knee. And now open the hips. Scorpion dog. So try to not move the shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders in the exact same position as in the down dog. Just the right knee is lifting up. We're stretching the groins. And if you want, you can make a circle clockwise. Big circle with your knee. Big circle from the right hip. And then you can also try the other direction. Just move here a little bit. The hip, and then get ready to lean forward through a high plank and step the right foot between the palms. And lower down the left knee. Coming into low lunge. And from here, bring the right palm on the inner side of the right foot. Coming into lizard pose. The chest is on the inner side of the right thigh. And we're gonna stay here for a few breaths, just to stretch the front side of the left leg. If you want, you can lower down your elbows if you're more flexing. Or just stay here. Right knee, right ankle are in line. Right foot is active. And try to roll left thigh in. So instead of opening the hips, instead of having diagonal in your hips, try to roll the left thigh in. Just a little bit. And then maybe you will feel the stretch exactly in the front side of the left hip. So the left hip is coming down and in. The right knee remains in line with the right ankle. You can also be on your fingertips if you want to strengthen your grip. Forearms, just an option. Wherever you are, try to keep the shoulders away from the ears and from the throat. The chest is lifting. One more last inhale here and exhale. And now we're gonna walk the palms to the left, away from the right leg. The hips remain in the same position, just the palms are walking. Yes, that looks good. You walk in the palms, taking the palms for a nice walk. And the right side of your body is where you will feel the stretch. Just for one more deep breath in here, deep breath out, and begin to walk the palms back into the center. And again, bring the right palm on the outer side of the right foot, center the right knee. From here, lower down the left palm, bend the left knee and reach with the right palm back. If you can, hold the left foot. If not, just reach and look for it. You can pull the foot with your hip and push the hips forward and down if you want to make it more intensive. Just for a moment here, deep breath in and deep breath out, releasing the leg. Bring the right thumb on the outer side of the right foot. And take the left toes underneath the left foot, left knees up. And bring the right leg back directly into the three-leg dog. And step it down, down dog. Walk the dog if you need. And on your next inhalation, raise your left leg up, three-leg dog, hips are parallel, shoulders are parallel. The left thigh is rolling in just for a moment to compare the difference. Hips are parallel. And then we're gonna bend the left knee and open the hips without changing the position of the shoulder. Shoulders are not moving. Shoulders remain in the same position, just the left knee is going a little bit up, stretching the groins. You can make one big circle from the left hip, moving the knee into a big circle, and then changing the direction just to warm up the left hip. And eventually, you know what comes, leaning forward into a high plank, and slide the left foot between your palms, finding your lunge here, left knee, left ankle in line, lower down the right knee, and bring the left palm on the inner side of the left foot. Come into this lizard pose. You can come on your fingertips if you want. Wherever you are, try to keep the shoulders active, pushing through the shoulders, strong core. Right thigh is rolling in, pushing the right hip forward and down and in. Chest is lifting. If you're more flexy, you can lower down the elbows. Just breathing here and breathing out, stretching the right hip flexors. With a nice stretch in the right quadriceps, especially for runners, for hikers, or just for people who sit a lot in front of the computer. Now you feel it. And take one more deep breath in here, deep breath out, and let's take the palms for a walk. Those little spiders, walk the spiders, walk them away from the left leg. So the hips remain in the same position. We are not moving the hips. The hips remain here. You don't have to go too far away, even if you just few centimeters, just to stretch the left obliques. And you will also feel it in your hips. So we can also stretch the hips when we move the upper body. And just for a deep breath in and deep breath out, and walk the spiders again into the center, forward. Bring the left thumb on the outer side of the left foot, centering the left knee, so the chest is in line with the left knee. And from here, we're gonna bend the right leg and reach with the left palm, holding the left foot. If you don't reach, you can just look for it. If you're holding and it's very easy, you can just pull the foot towards your hip and push the hip forward and down. Twisting and stretching the quadriceps. Just for one deep breath in and deep breath out, releasing the right leg, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee. And bring the left leg back and up, coming into three-leg dog. Just for a moment here. Deep breath in and deep breath out, releasing the left leg. Walk the dog. One leg straight, one leg is bent. And eventually find your dog for a moment. One more time, right leg goes up, three-leg dog. One more time, bending the right knee, opening the right hip, scorpion dog. One big, beautiful circle with a knee in one direction, and then in the other, just to move those hips in all directions. Then leaning forward, step the right foot between the palms, lower down the left knee, coming into low lunge. And from here, extend the right leg. Push the hips back. We are coming into half split. The hips and the left knee are in line. If you want to make it more intensive, you can slide the right leg a little bit forward so that the hips and the left knee are not in line anymore. You can also flex the right ankle and hold to the right toes. Wherever you are, try to roll the left thigh in. So instead of opening the hips to the left, instead of having a diagonal, think about your hips squared forward and parallel with the mat. You can hold to your right toes, or you can point your foot. Only an option. If you want, you can slide the left leg a little bit back and the right leg a little bit forward. This is just an option. If you want to go a little bit deeper into the monkey pose, I also cannot do it yet. Most of the time it's not happening, so this is just an option. Stay wherever works for you. But try to keep the hips parallel. Instead of opening the hips, try to keep them squared forward and the left thigh is rolling in. Very good. Deep breath in and deep breath out. And we're going to find our way back. Sliding the left knee a little bit forward and the right foot a little bit back. Half split. Bending the right knee. Finding the low lunge. And lifting the left knee. Shooting the right leg. Backing up, three-leg dog. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Release the right foot down. Walk the dog a little bit. You can come on your toes and push the heels down. Massaging the feet. Or you can push the hips to the right side, then push the hips to the left side. Gentle twist. Just move here the way your body needs. And get ready for the other side. Left leg goes up, straight, three-leg dog. Hips are parallel. Just for a moment here. And bend the left knee, scorpion dog. Open the left hip. One big beautiful circle. Clockwise, maybe, or the other direction. And then switch. Anti-clockwise, just to move a little bit the hip joint. And get ready to lean forward, high plank. Step the left foot between the palms and lower down the right knee. Extend the left leg and find in here your half splits. The hips is very important. We're not opening the hips. We don't want this diagonal. The hips are squared forward in line with the front side of your mat. You can stay here, or if you want, you can slide the left leg a little bit forward and maybe the right leg a little bit back. If you want, you can flex the left ankle. Wherever you are, don't force yourself. Just choose a position that you can hold for around a minute, where you have good stretch, but also kind of comfort. Stretching the left hamstrings and the right hip flexors. If it's just an option, don't have to be the full split. Just an option, we are just stretching the way we can and as much as we can, the way it's comfortable, but at the same time challenging. Focus on your breath. It's always going to make it more easy. You can always be on your palms, on your fingertips. So you have those two options according to what you want. When you're on the fingertips, then you're also engaging the core because you're not collapsing. You're lifting yourself tall. And just breathing. And breathing out, and get ready to slide the left foot back and maybe to push the right knee a little bit forward. Half split. Bending the left knee. Moving slowly with control after those intensive hip openers. Planting the palms, taking the right toes underneath the right foot, lifting the right knee, and shoot the left leg back directly into the free leg tuck. Deep breath in and deep breath out, releasing the left foot, and just walk the dog a little bit for a moment. Or if you want, push the hips to the right, to the left. Or if you want, lift the heels and push them down. Just for one more deep breath in here, deep breath out, and just step the left foot forward between your palms, coming on your fingertips, and we're gonna face the side of the mat, coming into wide leg open. The feet are slightly rolling in. Find here what works for you, the posture that you can hold for around 1 minute. If you want, you can bend the knees and just hook here your elbows and allow yourself to fold forward and down, going deeper into your forward fold. Just relax in your back, relax in your shoulders, your palms. Feel free to bend the knees if it's too intensive. Very good for decompression of the spine. Now the gravity works for us and for the spine. Just allow yourself here to hang and to relax. Forward folds are always bringing the mind inward. Use this moment to observe what is happening. How do you feel in that posture? To observe your mind and your breath. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out, and unwrap your arms. Bring again your fingertips down. And now we're gonna lift the right toes and we're gonna point them out. Now we have this martial arts side lunge. Just push your hips to the right side and find the side lunge what works for you. You need good ankles if you want to bring the heel down. So if your heel is up, it's not bad. It's also a very good stretch for the inner side of the left leg and for the right hip. Finding here your balance You can balance with your fingers on the mat or fingers in front of you. You can also do a little bit of twist to reach with the left arm up towards the ceiling. If you have open shoulders, you can go ahead and do the bind, just wrapping your arms around the right thigh. But this is a bit more challenging, so this is not the goal and you should not force yourself to do that. If you want the deeper stretch for your left calf muscles, you can point the left toes up, flexing the left ankle. This is just an option. You can also keep it straight. You get to choose. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Bring your fingertips on the mat in front of you. Lift your hips and come into the center, into this forward fold. Now we're going to lift the left toes and we're going to point them to the side. So we're going to open the left hip a little bit. Here you need to find what works for you. Maybe it will be around 45 degrees or directly pointing to the front side of your mat. And just push your hips towards the left foot. You get to choose if you want to keep the arms in front of you. You can always choose this active posture where the legs are working, or you can just go all the way down. You can also do a little bit of twist, reaching with the right arm towards the ceiling. Super flexi option, only if your shoulders allow. Both shoulders rolling in and reaching with your arms behind the left thigh, wrapping around. Right ankle can be flexed only if you want, or straight. So many options. One same posture can be performed in many different ways. And a little bit of diversity in the choice is good so that we can challenge the body in a new way. Wherever you are, just feel the stretch in the inner side of the right leg. Also very good for the ankles, for the left ankle, for the Achilles, again for runners, very important. Take a deep breath in here and deep breath out. Bring the fingertips on the mat in front of you. Lift your hips, coming again into your forward fold with wide leg. Now we're gonna just close the legs a little bit, not much, just a little bit. So there's gonna be around 2-3 feet apart between both feet, and we're gonna step the feet a little bit back. We're gonna come into the frog pose. Bend your knees and bring your knees on the mat. Attention for knee pain. Proceed very carefully here. And just allow the knees to open a little bit to the side, to a posture that works for you. It's very challenging, so you should not force yourself if it's not comfortable. It's hard to say, it is very painful posture. Find this that works for you so that your knees are on the mat. And again, if it's okay for you, we're gonna have this right degree angle in the knees. And again, if it's comfortable for you, yeah, you can bring the elbows down or even the forehead. Now here, the important for that posture is that you're not arching the lower back. Try to take the tailbone in. And you can adjust the posture. Ideally, the hips and the knees are in line, but you can also find what works for you. You can also bring the hips a little bit forward, or maybe the feet close. So just what works for you, for your knees, for your hips. It's a very painful posture, but breathing and regular practice is gonna make it enjoyable and accessible. but it's a great, great stretch for the hips. Patience, patience, patience. Calming the mind is gonna calm down the body and will allow us to go deeper into the posture. The muscles are resisting. If we are not ready, we want to stretch them, but instead they are contracting, and this is creating this feeling of pain because this is a protective mechanism. So we need to be calm and to breathe and to send signals to the muscles that this is okay and that this is good. And you should also listen to your body if this is a good pain, if this is a good stretch, and don't force. If it gets too much, you can anytime come out of the posture. Don't force yourself. But if you make it to stay, maybe you'll see that it gets easier. Very good. That's open hips. And very slowly, if you're on your elbows, we're gonna come on our palms, pushing with the palms, and very slowly closing the knees, sliding the knees, and just bring your hips on top of your heels. Child's pose, allowing the hips to close. And you can walk the little spiders forward and rest your forehead on the mat. I can hear your child's pose and rest for a couple of breaths. Allow your hips to be heavy and to push towards the heels. At the same time, your chest is reaching forward. You can also reach with right palm and with the left palm, reaching forward, but at the same time pushing the hips down. Straighten the sides of your body forward. And once you find your comfort, just pull the shoulders away from the ears. Creating space for the neck. Just breathe in deeply into your lower back. You can breathe abdominal. Now the belly is compressed from your thighs, but you can breathe abdominal even though, and you will feel that into your lower back. And if you're familiar with the full yogic breath, you can continue with the exhalation into your chest. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And begin to walk your palms back towards your head, lifting your head up. Lifting your chest, come into sitting. And from here, gently just bring your hips on the side. Extend your legs forward. And lay supine vertebra by vertebra. Finding this flat lower back, your whole spine is on the mat. Just bend the knees and hug them. And roll a little bit from side to side. Massaging the spine.